much for tuning in. I am here with Don and we are at HD Liquid Catering. So as you know, they are one of our preferred bartending companies, and a bunch of y'all asked some questions, and so he is going to help me answer your questions because he knows way more about the bartending world than I do. So thank you so much for talking with us today and helping us out.
Oh, thanks for stopping by. This is really cool what you guys are doing.
So can you tell me how long y'all have been in business?
So HD Liquid Catering has been in business since 2016 officially. But for myself personally, I actually started in the bartending, wedding and private events since 2000. So it's been a minute.
Yeah,
Yep.
a little bit.
We've done a few weddings.
Yeah, yep. And they are at Hidden Creek all the time. Y'all always come to our venue, and it works out great. So that way, y'all know the space, you know the venue. They already know where the ice machine is, the walk-in cooler.
Yes,
so it just kind of works out better.
And it's a great venue to work into.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So we know that y'all do bartending, but what other kind of services and features do you have?
So we actually offer full service bartending, which means it's all turnkey. We bring all the alcohol, bartenders, service mixers, and everything. But we can do that from full service all the way to just bartender staffing only, and then we kind of fill in everything in between.
Okay.
We also do signature cocktails. We have rentals. We also do rentals for glassware, and pretty much anything, mixer, I already said that, but pretty much everything related to bar service we can do.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about this VW van that y'all have.
Oh yeah, so her name is Pearl. She's a 1973 VW bus that's been converted into a bar. And so yeah, she's actually available for weddings. You guys will see some pictures of it, but yeah, she's fabulous. She's fun. You know, she's very. Like I said, it's an all-white VW bus, so you can actually, dress it up any way you want to, and then like I said, it's a lot of fun. It adds such a different element to a wedding, especially for cocktail hour, for coffee service at the end of the evening.
Oh, fun. So you can even do like coffee and stuff with it.
Correct,
too.
yeah. We actually do this like coffee and cocktail hour, package where, we use it. Because, cocktail hour only lasts for an hour, like 45 minutes. And so, but we want to be able to use it throughout the whole evening. So we transition it from a cocktail hour, and then there's the reception bar. And then at the end of the evening, we do it into a coffee bar.
That's really smart.
So it's really cool. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good way to get value out of the rental.
For sure. And then if y'all want to see Pearl the best in person, then you can come to our open house on August 16th from 2 to 5, and it's going to be there. And the theme for this one is meant to be. And so y'all are going to be making some mojitos for us, right?
Yes. Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. Mojitos and pretty much anything minty. You know what? We'll even throw in some mint. We'll actually do some coffee too out of there, and then So then Bailey's plus. Actually, you know what? Just Bailey's and coffee is pretty much good for me.
That's so good. I know. Yeah, definitely. So be sure to come check out that VW van. It's really cute. We'll post a picture too, so that way y'all can see what it looks like. And then I know you talked about signature drinks. So what if a couple wants to have a signature drink, but they just don't know what to do? Like, can y'all help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And signature drinks are actually the most fun part of what we do, because it's the best way for us to really personalize the cocktail experience for the couple. So the number one thing we do is ask them what they like to drink. What's important to them. Is it a color? Is it a flavor? Is there a drink that means a lot to the two of them? And so we kind of talk about that. And then once we do that, we invite them here to our studio bar, and then we kind of create like 4 or 5 drinks that fit the profile of what they wanted. And then they come in, it's like we spend about 30 minutes, 45 minutes just kind of drinking something. And then from there we decide, is this something that, which way do we want to go? Is it too sweet? Is it too tart?
Oh, wow.
We play with the colors a little bit. And then afterwards we add garnishes, and then we talk about the different glassware you can go in. And then once we get to that, we come up with 45 minutes, and about 5-7 drinks later, we come up with the perfect signature cocktail just for their wedding. Because we don't like to have we don't have a menu, because it's not personalized. It's not a signature cocktail. We don't want our brides to have, or couples to have, the same drinks that other people have already had for their wedding. So if we can make it to where this is their cocktail for their wedding, then that really makes it, that makes it, like I said, it really drives it home for us.
That's really nice that y'all are so like customizable, and it's not just like, I'm gonna show up as a bartender and we're gonna figure this out. Like,
right.
That's nice that you actually take the time to talk and figure them out, make the drinks, see how they like it.
Correct, yeah, so that's why, as you guys can see, we have all this back here to kind of figure out which cocktails. But then also at the same time, you know what, if you don't want to have all that work in there, it's like you can definitely choose from the ones that we already have.
Yeah.
That are kind of like our classic signature cocktails. Like, you can only do so much with a margarita, but we have really good margaritas.
That's my favorite. I love margaritas.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
yep.
And then, so how do people know how many bartenders they need to have for their wedding?
So we usually like to do the rule of thumb is one bartender for every 75 guests.
75, okay.
But that's not really like, that's not the hard line on there.
Gotcha.
Because that's assuming that it's a full bar, spirits, everything. But if you have 100 people and you do beer and wine, you can actually stretch out the number of people there. So It really just depends. But the rule of thumb is one bartender for every 75 guests.
Gotcha.
And after that, then the next question is, what are you serving? So if it's an intricate kind of, you have so many whiskeys or whatever, if it's made to order cocktails, then that really, that depends on the number of people there.
Yeah, and I'm sure that depends on also like how many hours you're going to be there, and like if they're doing an outside bar and inside bar, like are you moving from cocktail hour outside to inside? So
yes, absolutely, yeah.
I'm sure that totally just depends.
Does it. Right, because you want to make it as seamless as possible, where it almost doesn't feel like, if it looks like it's more people than what it should be, but that's just to make sure that it's, from one bar to another, like nobody runs out of anything, and then and then the guests are taken care of regardless of where they're getting their service.
Yeah, you don't want people waiting in line at a bar for 20 minutes to get a drink at your wedding. So.
No, because you get a riot.
Yeah, oh, for sure, absolutely. And then how do they know how much alcohol to provide?
So for us, that rule of thumb is also 4 to 6 drinks per person, for the entirety of it, because you also want to be responsible.
Okay.
So, or you can also look at it like you want to do 2 drinks for the first hour and 1 drink per person per hour.
Okay.
So if you're looking at a 4-hour reception, then you want to do 5 cocktails per person. So you want to have, if you have 100 guests, you want to have a total of 500 drinks. And that's how we kind of calculate it. And then from there, you can kind of just divide it any way you can, where you have 250 beers and 250 wine.
Gotcha.
And then from there, you just kind of split it up. It gets a little bit more complicated once you get to the spirits and vodkas and then everything. But for us, our rule of thumb too is, more, don't run out of vodka and don't run out of whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody who drinks rum, everybody who drinks gin will drink vodka, but not the other way around.
Gotcha.
Right, and people who drink scotch will drink whiskey, but
not
the whiskey drinkers won't drink scotch.
That's good to know. Yeah.
And then just don't run out of light beer either.
Okay.
Right, you don't want to be, with all the different selections of IPAs and dark beers and everything. Like, those are great, but at the end of the day, everybody will drink a cold light beer, especially, especially if it's free.
Oh, so true. Yeah, if you're getting it for free, you just drink it.
Right.
Be quiet.
Absolutely, yeah.
Speaking of alcohol, where is the best place for them to buy it from?
So our number one place, our favorite place is Total Wine. Total Wine is, obviously like their online experience when you're doing their shopping is amazing. They have more locations than any other retailer out there. And then also, that's if you're doing BYOB. Now, also just remember, if you don't want to have to go out there and buy your own liquor, your own beer, you definitely look for a company like us, because we, like I said, we provide full service, turnkey. You just tell us exactly what you want, and then we'll bring it. That's nice. You don't have to step foot in the store.
That's nice, and then they don't have to worry about unloading it and loading it in and then unloading it back out.
Absolutely, right. So it's really all about, I know it all depends on how much work you want to put into it, what the budget is, and it goes from there.
Yeah, perfect, awesome. And then how many hours is the typical bar open?
So usually 4 hours was always like the typical, but in the last few years, cocktail hours have become really popular, and so we kind of 5 hours now total bar service,
Gotcha.
including cocktail hour is what you're looking at. So anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes for that, you know, especially while people are having pictures made.
Yeah.
You know, and then usually for that we're serving just a limited bar, like signature cocktails. That's when you really feature it during cocktail hour, and then afterwards 4 hours for the
main
reception,
bar.
right, with everything in there. Yeah.
Gotcha. Perfect. And then my last question for you is, how far in advance does someone need to book their bartender?
Usually it's, you know what, for us, we're usually the last ones, like the last vendors booked, you know, and then we have the ability to take on multiple events, you know, in a single day. So
Awesome.
it's really just as long as we have, for us, 2 weeks
Okay.
is good. But however, if you know, but it ranges anywhere from 8 months to up to 2 weeks, and especially with people that have last minute. But
Gotcha.
to be able to make sure our availability is there, yeah, as soon as you have your venue booked, as soon as you have your caterer, everything. But you definitely want to book your venue first before your bartender, because there's so many different, especially when it comes to the preferred vendors, everything. Yeah, like you said, and then because you don't want to book your bartender and then realize you can't bring them
to that venue.
To that venue, exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
very, very true. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for helping us out today and answering all our questions.
Yeah, no, this has been a whole lot of fun.
Good. So. And if y'all want to see them, taste the yummy mojito drinks, and have some coffee on the cute little van, be sure to come to our open house. Thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.
Bye. See you later.